it's Michelle here. I'm just going to show you how to do this wonderful little project of putting a little design on a blank mug that you can use for Mother's Day or Father's Day present or any special occasion that you have coming up. So for our project today, I'm going to be using our Brother Craft vinyl sheets, our transfer paper, a blank mug, and of course our wonderful scan and cut. Now, as I'm going to be doing this as a Mother's Day present, I'm going to choose a lovely little filigree heart that I know that's built into my scan and cut machine. So I'm going to select that now. I'm going into where my flower and my present patterns are, and go down to my second page and go into these designs here. And just scroll down and choose my little heart here. Now I've got a height here of 3.31 inches and a width of 3.94. I know that on my mug I can have a height of up to 3.5 inches, so I know that this heart will fit in perfectly onto the front of my mug. So I can click set and go OK. So for this project I'm using our Brother Craft vinyl sheets. They come in a 12-inch square sheet. So to utilise as much of the vinyl as I can, knowing that my piece will fit into a 4-inch square piece of vinyl, I've just cut that down to that size. And I'm going to place it on my mat. Now my mat here, it's very used, as you can see. There's lots of cuts in it. It's been very well used in the showroom. And your first point of wanting to put down your vinyl, anything that you're cutting, is into the top corner. So I'm actually going to not do that. I'm actually going to move it down a bit so it's over in those places on my mat that don't actually get hit a lot with placement with your vinyl or paper or fabric or anything that you're cutting out, and you'll find that it's a little bit more sticky than what some of your corners are. So I've got that down here. Now to give it extra bit of security, because I do not want this moving at all when it's cutting out, I've got my little brayer here, and I can give that a bit of a roll on top. If you don't have one of these, it's okay. Just grab your cover sheet that comes with your mat, pop that on top and give it a rub, because you don't want to be touching your sticky surfaces at all, and you want to get some more really good pressure where you got your vinyl, your media on there. So I can take that off, and I know that that's nice and sticky and ready to go. I've already done my pre-cut, my test cut, to know that my blade depth and my pressure are perfect. So now I can load in my mat and move my design on top of my media and get ready to cut. Okay, now we're going to load our mat into our machine. Just take the dust cover down. I'm bumping my mat up along the edges here, and then I'm going to hit my load button, and that's going to take my mat into my machine. And I'm just going to go back a step, and I'm going to go into here, and that's going to scan my screen, my mat. And that means I can then take my design and put it exactly where I want it to be. Okay, then going into my edit screen, I can move my design over so it's sitting perfectly on top of my media. If I'm not quite too sure, I can actually zoom in just to make sure it is on there. I can even zoom into a 200% just to be doubly sure that I'm not going to go off the edge. And go OK, and OK, and OK. It's all good. If I was to do a test cut, I can actually go in and add my test cut into there, but as I've done that before, I don't need to do that again because I know it'll be perfect. And go OK, and go cut, and ready to go. And once it's finished cutting, I can go okay and unload my mat. Place that paper. And you can see that it's cut it out, even really close to those edges. It's cut really, really close, so I can utilize as much as my media that I can have. I'm just going to roll this back and pull him off my sheet. Okay. Now, next step is the fun bit. It's weeding. It's taking out all the bits that we don't want in the design and just leaving behind what we do. And luckily, we've just got these wonderful new super fine tweezers that come in a lovely little set. You can get a pair of the Echi-Cuts and the little fine tweezers in this lovely little pouch. And these are fantastic. Even the Echi-Cuts for cutting excess vinyl. These are fantastic for our weeding because they're nice and fine. You want to start in the corner. And I'm just going to use my tweezers because they've got little ridges on them, so they're really good to grip. And because this is so wonderfully cut, I can just peel all the background off in one piece. And then you can use that as another time I personally love using the positive and negative images of any designs I've cut, so I could actually stick that onto a book or a page or something like that, and then I can do something funky in the middle with it there. But next up is to take out all the little bits that I don't want. Come on. Lucky last. Okay. So now we've got all our bits off, and all we've left now is our design that we are going to put on to our mug. Now, first of all, before we put our design onto our mug, we need to take into consideration who our mug is for and whether or not they're left-handed or right-handed. Because if they're right-handed, you want to make sure that they can still use their mug and drink and still see their pretty design. I have many mugs at home that I put my design on the wrong side, so I have to drink out from my left hand. So always take that in consideration when you are doing your design. But if in doubt, you can always square up your mug and put it straight face on. That way it's smack in the middle, and then the people can drink from whichever side they like. Okay, so with my mug, I've got some isopropyl alcohol, which I'm just going to give it a good clean with the spray and a mat, and that just is going to get rid of any dirt that's built up on my mug. These are great little mugs, really super cheap that you can get from BW and Kmart. They're just fantastic. Having the straight face mug is a lot better than having anything with an oval, because that's just playing into havoc with your design as well, because you've got to take that curve into consideration as well with this one, because it's almost like a flat piece of paper that's just being rolled over the edges. This is great. So for this mug, I'm going to turn on my heart on this side of my mug. And so I've got my heart here, and I've got my transfer paper. I'm just going to fold the end, which will flip up and give him a little edge. And then what that's going to do is I'm going to peel that straight off. Again, I've cut this to the same size as my paper to try not to waste too much of my media, and I'm going to give that a good press. Again, I'm going to hit it with my little sprayer. And what this is going to do, this is actually going to take my vinyl off its back paper, so that I can attach it to my mug or to whatever I'm putting my design onto. So give that a good press. And then I'm going to peel that up, and it should come with it. Grab my stinky and give it a pull. And I want it to stick to my transfer paper. You have bits that don't want to come, just give it a little bit of a helping hand. Give it a stick. Because there is a lot of detail in this heart that we're doing here. And there we go. So that's our heart that's on our transfer paper. Now we got our mug, and as I said, I'm going to put it on from this side. And I'm just going to squish around so I can get that a bit center to where I want it to be. And I'm going to push down in the middle, and then I'm going to push out from the sides one way and then around the other way. And then I'm going to give it a good press. Really good rub with my hands. And then just peel it back. My transfer paper. And just smooth out some rough edges. And then we have our design on our mug. All the products that I've used today you can grab from our website at Echidna Sewing, and there's some more videos coming your way, so look out for those. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you come away with some new skills, and goodbye and happy creating.